I love Cookie Run Kingdom, and I play it almost daily. This passion for the game has led me to create a YouTube channel, and now I'm over here wondering, what is Cookie Run? I couldn't find much information on YouTube about this topic in this particular format, so I thought to myself, why not Common Cookie? Why not make the video yourself? So I'll review every Cookie Run game in the series right here, right now. This is my most ambitious video yet. It's a retrospective look at the Cookie Run series, tracing its history back to the early days as a uncooked dough in the oven to the series that we love today. So be ready for a sweet adventure. Now, a few things to note. Not all Cookie Run games are accessible at the time of this video, either because they're outdated or just not released yet. So I'll do my best to fill in the gaps with some sweet, creamy glaze of sugar. But the main focus of this video is reviewing the Cookie Run games you can actually play right now. So let's start this journey at the very beginning of the Cookie Run game series. Let's kick this thing off. So, OvenBreak. That is the first game in this series. Our story begins in 2009 when the Dev Sisters released their first game in the series. At the time, Dev Sisters were a small startup in South Korea with big dreams. The original OvenBreak was a simple, endless runner featuring Ginger Brave, a plunky cookie trying to escape the oven. The concept went through a few iterations with different names like Line Run, Cookie Run, OvenBreak, OvenBreak 2, OvenBreak Infinity, and the version we play today is called Cookie Run OvenBreak. I did my best to research these early days of Cookie Run. All in all, I'm wrapping this whole section into one category, and it's going to be Cookie Run OvenBreak, since that is the game that we can actually play right now. So what is Cookie Run OvenBreak? As the name suggests, you're a cookie trying to escape the oven and avoid being baked. As someone who isn't a big fan of endless runners like Temple Run, I can say that OvenBreak offers a lot of variety. Considering the game is 15 years old and has been downloaded by tens of millions of players, it's no surprise that the variety definitely keeps the game interesting. A couple of things that I found interesting in Cookie Run OvenBreak include the obstacles. You gotta avoid a ton of obstacles. Almost every single level has its own unique design and mechanic. You have to also concentrate on the power-ups, the pets, and not only that, like the variety of characters. So as a big fan of Cookie Run Kingdom, I got to know a lot of these cookies, and it's kind of refreshing to kind of see their origins and like where they started from. So for example, one cookie that I definitely fell in love with here in this game is the Captain Ice Cookie, who has a ultimate of Flan O War. And what this means is he pretty much summons a pirate ship that shoots out a bunch of cannons. So pretty interesting to kind of meet these new cookies that I might not have met before. But as the name suggests, Cookie Run OvenBreak, it's an endless runner. So at its core, regardless of how flashy you can make each level, how many different mechanics you can stack on top of each other, at the end of the day, it's a endless runner. All right, so you're always running and running and running. And of course, a week isn't enough time to truly give a full comprehensive review, but I feel a week is long enough for me to come to a basic conclusion and form a opinion on whether or not this game is for me. So all in all, my opinion on this particular game, 3 out of 5 cookies. That's what I'm going to say. This is 3 out of 5 cookies. It has enough content to keep me entertained, but I'm just not a fan of the endless runners. However, if you like endless runners and you like Cookie Run, I definitely have to give a recommendation. Give the game a try. It has a lot to offer. Next up in our cookie run journey, we're going to be taking a look at a game that is no longer with us, Cookie Wars. Released in 2018, Cookie Wars was a evil stepsister of the Cookie Run family. While it's no longer around, its brief existence left a mark on the franchise's history. Unfortunately, this game has came and went before my time as a Cookie Run content creator, so I'm sad to report that I won't be able to provide you with a full review as the game is no longer available. But from quickly looking at some videos and watching some content creators play the game back in 2019, 2020 before it was shut down, the game kind of gives me a tower defense vibe, kind of similar to like a Plants vs. Zombie with the Cookie Run IP slapped on top of that bad boy straight out the oven. So although I was unable to play this game myself, I hope that maybe one day it'll come back because the gameplay looked pretty interesting in my opinion. And doing some research, I believe there's a couple players out there that feel the same way. So continuing our journey with games that we can actually play from the Cookie Run universe, we find ourselves putting together the pieces for our next game in the series, Cookie Run Puzzle World. Cookie Run Puzzle World has quite the identity journey. When it first released in 2019, I believe it came out known as Jelly Pop, later changed its name to Hello Brave Cookie, and finally in 2020 settled on its current name, Cookie Run Puzzle World, the game that we can all play today. This game combines classic match 3 mechanics similar to Candy Crush, but with a distinct Cookie Run flavor. It features special episodes and challenges to keep players engaged, along with a vast inventory of cookies with unique abilities and backstories, so you can really dive deep into the lore in this game. Interestingly, Cookie Run Puzzle World is still under development, so players can still expect new updates, features, as the devs are continuing to expand the game. It might not be as quick of a turnaround as it used to be, but they're still coming out with updates, so you love to see it. Now, if you're in the market for a match game to chill with while relaxing, matching some colors and shapes, I can't say Cookie Run Puzzle World is the best match game in the Cookie Run universe. In my opinion, it's kind of average, but we'll cover another match game later on in the series that I would definitely recommend. Now, I did find that each cookie had like a special move that would help with the match 3, and all the moves were unique. They had their own little twist on the match 3 game itself. I also want to note that I'm not really going to deep dive the monetization of any of the games that we're reviewing in this video, as I believe that is a completely separate topic. However, with every mobile game, players should expect it and expect it to be presented to them often. So with that said, how do I rate Cookie Run Puzzle World? I'm going to give Cookie Run Puzzle World a 2 out of 5 cookies. I had a solid week playing the game, made it pretty far in my opinion. Not far enough to play the PvP mode. I believe you need to be around like level 300, which is a little steep in my opinion to experience that game mode. But this is going to wrap up our look at the Cookie Run Puzzle World. So stay tuned for our next adventure in the Cookie Run universe. If you made it this far into the video, first off, thank you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this style of content. So if you don't mind, drop a comment down below. Your feedback really helps me with my brainstorming process when it comes to creating future videos. Now, my returning viewers, they know 2 things about me. I'm absolutely obsessed with Cookie Run Kingdom, and my life goal is to become a free-to-play Grandmaster in Kingdom Arena. So let's dive into why this game captured my heart. Cookie Run Kingdom, developed by the Dev Sisters, was announced on November 28th, 2020 and released worldwide on January 19th, 2021. It's available on both Android, iOS, and recently the Google Play desktop app. What sets the Cookie Run Kingdom apart from its predecessors is its brilliant combination of action role-playing and city-building elements. Players can collect cookies through a gacha system, build their own sweet kingdom, and engage in various thrilling battle modes. The game's success is mind-blowing if you think about it. By January 2023, it had amassed over 51 million players worldwide and snagged multiple awards in the gaming realm. Talk about a sugar rush. Some standout features include over 200 levels of mouth-watering gameplay, a diverse cast of cookie characters, each with their unique abilities that make your taste buds tingle. Maybe I'll stop with the puns. Multiple game modes, including PvP, guild systems, and friendly competition, plus the cherry on top, regular updates and special events to keep things fresh and exciting. And don't worry, I didn't forget about you lore enthusiasts out there. Cookie Run Kingdom offers a deep and rich storyline they can really sink your teeth into while grinding the story mode. So out of all the games we've covered here so far, this one takes the cake, or should I say cookie. I play it at least 5 days a week, 6 to 7 hours a day, so that should really give you an idea just how much content this free-to-play game offers. It's truly unbelievable. If this is your first time watching my content, I could not recommend Cookie Run Kingdom enough. It gets a perfect 5 out of 5 cookies from me. And if you don't mind, I gotta go back to building my kingdom. Next up in our Cookie Run saga is a game that caught me completely off guard. Prepare to be surprised because we're about to dive into a world you might not have known existed. Did you know Cookie Run had ventured into virtual reality? That's right. In 2023, Cookie Run: The Darkest Night was released for the Meta Quest, taking the Cookie universe in a whole new dimension. This chapter of Cookie Run, it is incredibly story-rich from what I can tell, building on the lore of the 5 ancient cookies and the mysterious event known as the Chaos of Iron and Flame. Under the leadership of the ancient cookies, our friends experience what they call the Golden Age of Peace. This game takes place after that peace comes to a demise and the kingdom plunges into chaos, hence the name, The Darkest Night. From what I've seen, the game looks pretty exciting. You can experience the world from Gingerbraid's perspective, which is a brilliant twist in my opinion. Imagine coming face to face with Bustle Cookie, high-fiving Avocado Cookie, or trying to outrun Zombie Cookie with a crossbow in VR. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. Now, I won't be giving this game a review because, well, the Meta Quest 3 costs around $500, and as much as I love Cookie Run, my wallet isn't quite ready for that investment yet, but maybe in the future. Who knows? So, if any cookies down below watching this video had a chance to play The Darkest Night, I would honestly love to read your comments, your thoughts, and how was the game? Does it live up to the Cookie Run saga that we've been covering? I feel like it's definitely going to be up at the top just because it is in VR, and well, who could beat a VR cookie, right? So we're gonna move on. No ratings for this game, but let's check out our next Cookie Run game.
But I've got just the thing. Here, take this. Oh. Huh? Oh. Yeah!
Remember when I promised a better match game? Well, I delivered, and it's time to talk about Cookie Run Witch's Castle. Released on March 15th, 2024, this game is the latest sweet treat in the Cookie Run universe. It was developed by Studio Kingdom and published by our friends Dev Sisters. Here's a fun fact: the team that worked on Witch's Castle also includes developers who previously worked on Cookie Run Puzzle World. Talk about a recipe for success. Now, I've been playing this game for about a week and I managed to reach level 63. And let me tell you, this game is challenging. It's a match, busted up game. You match the colors, you do the objectives. There's a ton of stuff to do. Now, the art style, I think, is gorgeous. It feels clean, vibrant, and really brings the Cookie Run world to life in a new way. But talking about the gameplay, you solve the puzzles, you earn golden star jellies, then you use these star jellies to unlock rooms that you could put your cookies in that you discover along the way and make it their home. And when the cookie has a home, you could decorate it and also produce goods that can help you on the battlefield. So I do like the mechanics that they have incorporated in this puzzle solving match game. It's pretty unique and it keeps things interesting. Not to mention, like I said, I'm level 63. I've been grinding for about a week now, and I look at the world map as a whole, and there are so many rooms to unlock. So I could definitely see people playing this game for a very long time. I feel like I've only scratched the surface. So the verdict: Cookie Run Witch's Castle. I'm gonna give it a solid 4 out of 5 because I know there's people out there that like to relax, chill, sit back and play these match games. I feel like this one in particular is pretty challenging and visually appealing. It's packed with unique mechanics, so definitely give it a go. And that's gonna be the match game that I recommend from the Cookie Run universe. All right, we are getting to the end of the list here. First off, shout out to everybody who has been watching the video or even skipping around to see the different games that I talk about. I started this video with one question in mind: what is Cookie Run? And I definitely feel like I dived down the rabbit hole and, you know, got a lot of experience playing the Cookie Run games in the universe, trying to really answer that question. And well, 2 more titles to go and maybe we'll get the answer after this. So next up in the lineup, Cookie Run Tower Adventures. This is the newest release, June 24th, 2024. So brand spanking new, straight out the oven. It's a co-op action game that combines elements of 3D platformers, RPG, and puzzle game. So it brings it all into one in a nice package, and it really brings these cookies to life. You get to explore 3D areas and you get to engage in action-packed boss fights, which definitely keeps me coming back. So one other thing about this title is that you can play co-op. So it's pretty cool that if you have a friend, you could both team up and compete in almost all the levels that I've experienced so far. So the story mode, you can tag team. The raid bosses, you can also tag team. So it definitely keeps it interesting when it comes to being able to interact with friends and play a Cookie Run game. A couple of gripes I have with this game. So it really blocks normal players, not hardcore grinders, from playing in the champions raid. I believe you need to have like a power level of like 40k, which takes a lot of grinding. When it comes to grinding out the materials in game, you have to play the seasoning dungeons, which the only way, from my understanding, to get these materials is to either watch ads to skip the level, play the actual level, or purchase a tower pass. That way you get the free skips. If you don't fall underneath any of those 3 things, you gotta just play to grind. So it's really time consuming when it comes to just farming basic materials. And as somebody who comes from Cookie Run Kingdom, I'm used to just fast travel or fast skipping, you know, time travel, whatever that little item is called, but it pretty much lets you fast forward ahead, right? So unfortunate that this game doesn't really offer it. I personally hate when games kind of force you to watch ads for convenience. Like, I get people need to make money. It is what it is. but it's a real big turnoff for me, and probably the only reason I'm not sitting back kicking and playing Cookie Run Tower Adventures more. It's just because the grind for the basic materials to level up my cookies, it's very time consuming. But it is a neat game for sure, without a doubt. And you know, I did have the opportunity to kind of play with some people from the guild. I actually made my own guild in the game as well, and always a good time, besides the slight gripe that I have with this game. So that's gonna be Cookie Run Tower Adventures. When it comes to ratings, I would give it a 5 out of 5, honestly, real talk, 5 out of 5. But because of the grindy nature of it, I'm gonna bump that sucker down to a 3 out of 5. If they fix that, 5 out of 5 without a doubt. So for now, 3 out of 5. Let me know your thoughts. Am I being too harsh on the Cookie Run Tower Adventure game? Let me know down below. What up? Finally, our last game in the lineup. Who would have thought this would have been on my Cookie Run bucket list? Yeah, all right. So this game not out yet, no release date. The last update we had on this game was January 2024. So they have been really quiet, but it's called Cookie Run Oven Smash. And let me tell you, it feels like it's trying to compete with Squad Busters from Supercell. And as somebody who is a big fan of battle royales, yeah, I know the battle royale scene has just been a little dry lately since its inception a couple years ago. But as a fan of battle royales and a fan of Cookie Run, especially Cookie Run Kingdom Arena, the PvP aspect, I love PvP. I am looking forward to Oven Smash. Oven Smash looks like one heck of a good time. We got the PvP, it's online PvP, online co-op, so I'm really curious to see how that plays a factor in it. But they call it a real-time battle action game loaded with a variety of unique cookies. So it looks like a good time. That's all I'm going to say. Can't really review this game. All we have is the 1-minute trailer with a couple screenshots. And like I mentioned, not a lot of updates on the socials as of lately, but you have to bet that I will be covering this game. But that's going to be it for all of the Cookie Run games. So I did my best to cover every single game since the inception of Ginger Brave. All right, I made sure to play every game possible. I gave it a good amount of time to really dive deep and learn the mechanics, see what the game's about, and put my honest review on every single title in the series. Now, if you recall, the whole point of this video was to figure out what is Cookie Run. What is Cookie Run? To me, Cookie Run isn't just one thing. It isn't just a story about Ginger Brave. It isn't just about one cookie trying to escape from being baked in the oven. It's more than that. It's a universe, right? It might have started as one game. It might have started as a infinite runner. But since then, it turned into a whole multiverse where you get to interact with different cookie personalities that continue to pop up in every single title. And you get to experience from different perspectives, point of views, game mechanics, how these cookies just live their lives. And if you think about it, these cookies are a lot like us. You know, they're just trying to get by one day at a time. If it is matching 3, if it is doing the puzzles, if it's escaping the witch's oven, if it's competing in arena or battle royale or whatnot, they're just trying to get by one day at a time. So what is Cookie Run to me? Cookie Run isn't just a game, it's a journey through a world where creativity, imagination, they all blend together. Each cookie represents its unique story, its unique flavor, just like cookies in real life. And these cookies have their own personalities, they forge their own paths in their life, right? So these games, they definitely bring people together. Everybody in the community that has been interacting with my content has been nothing but nice. And I think that kind of stems from just the vibes, right, that these cookies give off throughout every single game that they're in, right? And at the end of the day, every cookie is just trying to survive one day at a time in a world that can easily feel overwhelming. So each game, Cookie Run as a whole, offers a pretty sweet escape from reality, but it also intertwines our reality with the multiverse of Cookie Run. Thanks for joining me on my reflection. I would love to read the comments down below. What does Cookie Run, what does it mean to you? Like, really put some thought into it. What does Cookie Run mean to you? That's going to be it for me. Common Cookie out.